This is Dr. Carol, and this is another video in the list series. This video is about accessing list elements. Now remember, we're able to get at individual characters in strings by pulling out the index in that string. So here, if we had the string I code, what's your superpower, and we had index equals 2, we could say display the third the third position, index 2 here, and that would display just C, and that's how we can get at individual characters with strings. Well, that's strings. Now let's transition to lists. So we can use indexing for lists to get at a whole element. So let's see some examples. Let's say we have a fruit list: mangoes, Spondius mobin, banana, kiwi, and we said, I want the second element. I want the fruit, the element at index 1, I want the second element, and assign that to favorite fruit. And we could display, hey, this is my favorite fruit, Spondius mobin. And that's what it would display. My favorite fruit is Spondius mobin. And so that's an example of indexing to get at a specific element. Now, let's combine what we know about random, and let's think about how can we select a random fruit from our fruits list. Well, we're going to need to import random, and we need to know how long our list of fruits is, how many fruits there are, and then we could say, hey, I need a random index. I need 0 up to that number of fruits, but not equal to that. So range will provide that well. And then we can index in given that random index and assign that to random fruit and display random fruit. And there we go. Now, the more Pythonic way to do it would be to combine it all in one line and just get the length of the list, choose a random index, and then use that all combined. They're equivalent, and every time we run it, it will choose a random index, could be the same one as the last one before that, and it will display it. Now notice using length here makes it so if we added or took away a fruit from this list, it would still work very well. And by the way, there's even a shorter, cleaner way to do this. We could have said random fruit equals random.choice and pass it the list as well. So that's a very clean, concise way to do it. So given what we know about negative indices with strings, what do you think the following will display? If we have our fruits, it's going to display all 4 fruits. But then if we gave it -3, what will that display? And if you're guessing Spondius mobin, you're right, because kiwi is at index -1, banana is at -2, and Spondius mobin is at -3. Okay, so lastly then, what about the following? If we said we want to display the index, and we're going to pass that index length of fruits. And so let's see, length of fruits is 4. And then we use that as an index. What's it going to display? Well, we're going to get a traceback error here. It's going to say, hey, that index is out of range. It happens to be just the first one out of range, but it's out of range. And so we need to be careful to not do that. That's it for this video. Check out my other videos in the list series.